Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good day, and above all else, that you are looking after yourselves and one another. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you back to another segment of Album Spotlight. Now, the artist I'm going to be talking about today in Album Spotlight, I've never mentioned on the channel before. That artist is Laura Nyro, and the album in the spotlight is her release, Eli and the 13th Confession. Now, just a bit about Laura Nyro. She was born October 18th, 1947. She passed away on April 8th, 1997, at the age of 49 due to cancer. Throughout her career, she was signed to such labels as Verve and Columbia Records. Now, her style has been listed as jazz, soul, doo-wop, R&B, soft rock, and pop. And from what I've heard on Eli and the 13th Confession, it fits. Now, just a little known fact. Between 1968 and 1970, a number of artists have covered Laura Nyro's songs. Those artists being The Fifth Dimension, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Three Dog Night, Peter, Paul, and Mary, Barbara Streisand, just to name a few. And I found this quite interesting. Um, Nyro's best-selling single was her recording of Carole King and Jerry Goffin's Up on the Roof. I find that quite astonishing, given her talent for writing melodies and composing such beautiful music. Now, uh, Eli and the 13th Confession was released on March 13th, 1968. It was recorded from January to February of 1968. Has a playing time of 46 minutes and 15 seconds, and the album was produced by Laura Nyro and Charlie Calillo. Now, gotta understand something. Uh, this was at a time where female artists were just starting to be taken seriously in the studio as songwriters, as producers, arrangers for their own music. And the fact that she was able to do this, it was just amazing, in my very humble opinion. Now, Eli and the 13th Confession is Laura Nyro's follow-up release to her debut album, More Than Just a New Discovery, released in 1967. Now, performing on the album, you have a host of musicians and contributors. You have Laura Nyro on piano, keyboards, vocals, harmonies, and in quotes, a witness to the confession. You have Ralph Casal and Chet Amsterdam on acoustic guitar, Hugh McCracken on electric guitar, Chuck Rainey and Jen Amsterdam again on bass, Artie Schreck on drums and vibraphone, Buddy Saltzman on drums, Dave Carey on percussion, Bernie Glow, Pat Calillo, and Ernie Royale on trumpet. Just to name some of the artists on this, musicians on this album. Fantastic album. There are 13 tracks in total. This was at a time where you could fit 13 tracks, or even 14 or 15 tracks on a single disc album. Starts off with the track Lucky, and most of these songs run in the range of 2 minutes plus to maximum 5 minutes and change. Now, Lucky starts with great strong vocal, intricate arrangements, time signature changes all over the place on this track. What I like about her, what I like about Laura Nyro, sorry, about her, I guess you'd say musical vocabulary, is that she can go from time signature to time signature effortlessly within one song. Okay. A song may be only 3 minutes, but what's packed in that song is simply fantastic. You run the range of emotion throughout every single track on this album. After the track Lucky is another song, Lou, 2 minutes and 44 seconds. In my notes, I have your jazz arrangement, great harmonies, seamless time signature changes, as I said, just from one time signature to another, and it's just beautifully done. Track three is a song called Sweet Blindness, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Great piano, really fun doo-wop vibe on this track. Um, great, great use of horns and nice use of call and response in terms of the vocal overdubs that she does with herself. She does a lot of vocal interplay on this album, and it is simply fantastic. Up next, track four is a piece called Poverty Train at 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Uh, in my notes, I have your gospel tinged vocals, beautiful use of flute, emotional vocal delivery on this, and fantastic diction in her delivery on this track. Track five is a piece called Lonely Women at 3 minutes and 32 seconds. And in my notes, I have here beautiful emotional vocal, nice use of timpani, and great sax flourishes. And that's just it. Within the musical arrangements, excuse me, you'll hear sax or you hear flute or you hear like a string section, but it's not overpowering the music. Okay. She didn't feel the need to bring in a string section in full when the music didn't call for it. If it just meant a little flourish here and there in the background for whatever instrument, whether it be a sax or whether it be flute or violins, she used it. And she wasn't afraid to just use them again as musical flourishes, not just to bring in the instrument, to full effect. It's just amazing, amazing. Track six after Lonely Women is her track Eli's Coming, which was uh, re-recorded by Three Dog Night, and clocking in at 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Beautifully done. Subtle organ on the intro, great vocal overdubs, strong harmonies on this track. And what I like about this track too, there's a lot of use of what I call, I've said before, light and shade, where the music will come out really big and bold, but then there'll be like subtle moments of quiet musical interplay. So a lot of use of light and shade in that respect. Beautifully done. Just exquisitely arranged and executed. Beautifully done. Side two starts off with the track Timer at 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Uh, in my notes, I have a great vocal dexterity, really quick time signature changes on this track, and beautiful harmonies. Okay. Now, track eight is the one track she's known for. Um, the most. And it's called Stone Soul Picnic, which was covered by the Fifth Dimension, which is how I first heard it. But I like this version just as much, if not more, than the remake. In my notes, I have here the song clocks in at 3 minutes and 47 seconds, and there's a lot of instrumentation, a lot going on within that 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Uh, in my notes, I have a great measured piano on the intro, really fantastic guitar chords, tight instrumentation on this track, good harmonies, and fantastic strings on this track. Just beautifully done. Track nine is a song called Emmy, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. In my notes, I have your great point and counterpoint on the intro, beautiful strings, and all that happens within the first 29 seconds of the track, right? And also, in my notes, I have here for Emmy, great double track vocals, uh, fantastic use of vibraphone, and subtle timpani use on this track. Um, Great emotional vocal delivery by Laura on this track. Track 10 is a track called Woman's Blues, 3 minutes and 46 seconds. In my notes, I have here a wall of horns that come in, and she's able to run through a myriad of vocal octaves within this track. It is just, she can go from one octave to another seamlessly, just like up and down, without any hesitation, without any um, fear. She's fearless when she sings. Okay, she's singing from what's coming within her heart, in her soul, and she does it beautifully, beautifully. Track 11 is one of the singles from the album. Once It Was All Right Now, in quotes Farmer Joe, 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Great upbeat piano on the intro, multi-sections on this track, strong vocal, and great subtle bass on the outro. You know, uh, track 12 is a piece called December's Boudoir. Okay, 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Measured piano chords on the intro, nice stringed and clarinet and harp uh, accompaniment that come in, emotional vocal delivery, use of timpani, and lush string arrangement on the on the ending. It's very dramatic. Sorry, so it's giving up. It's very dramatic. Track 13, the final track on the album, The Confession. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Beautiful layered guitars. I should say beautiful layered acoustic guitars on this. Strong vocal on this and nice subtle strings. It's a good way to end the album. Okay. Now, that is the album, Eli and the 13th Confession. Now, I gotta tell you, I've had this album on vinyl, and I recently picked this up in a mammoth 19 disc box set called Hear My Song, which was released in 2024. I got it through Amazon for $440. It's quite expensive. But what you have on this collection is 10 studio albums. You have two versions of Eli and the 13th Confession in mono and stereo. I don't know if you needed that, but you do have it there. You have 6 live albums, two of which have never been released. And you also have her demo uh, tape that she sent to Columbia Records. They got her deal with Columbia. So, and you also got a beautiful put together coffee table book. And included in this coffee table book are comments and memories from such artists as Elton John. Other people are included in this book are Clive Davis, who was the head of Columbia at the time. This album, Eli and the 13th Confession, to me is quite simply put, fantastic. It showcases Laura Nyro's emotion, her heart, her soul, her ability to convey to you what's going on in her heart on every song, on every song. Um, she is quite unique, and she deserves a lot more recognition than what she has been given thus far. And also, for those of you who have not heard of Laura Nyro, you can get a 2 disc compilation called Stoned Soul Picnic, The Best of Laura Nyro, released through Sony. That was released with her contributions to this compilation just shortly before she passed away, or just after. I'm not quite sure when, but she was involved in this, in the putting together of this compilation. So if you're not sure about spending $440 on a 19 disc box set, please check out the compilation of Stone Soul Picnic, and you can access or stream, sorry, Eli and the 13th Confession on Amazon. I was going to say on Amazon, on YouTube, and you can pick up the album itself for like 22 bucks on Amazon. So that's it for now. Please put down in the comments below if you know of this album, what you think of this album, and which album of Laura Nyro's do you like best. For me, right now, this is a good start. It is a good start. This album is considered to be her most accessible album, and it is considered to be her opus, which I kind of find sad because it was her sophomore release. She had a lot more within her to give, and from what I gathered on this album, she did so beautifully. She wrote music and produced music on her terms, the way she wanted to, uncompromised and unapologetic. And a lot more artists should be doing that these days. But That's just my opinion. Anyways, guys, please let me know what you think of Eli and the 13th Confession down below in the comments. And please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content I've got coming up. I've got more shows coming up with Jim Bricker, Ken Cheshire, and Bill Schuster. We're working on a few ideas that we're putting together, and we'll get them to you as quickly as we possibly can. All right? Take care and have a good day. Please look after yourselves and one another. I'm Armando Venditti signing off. Bye for now.